They will say, but he was trying to give but it's handball because you can't. Because then, if you do something when you don't do it, when is it not? You can't be it can't be in out, shake it all about, can it?
See, and
In, out, shake it. That is two wild ones. I gotta remember. Classic. You have to receive these. Just that little bit. Send me that voice. Go on.
For me, the biggest problem of it is the inconsistencies across the season. Just like, so I personally think that Aubameyang incident was a red card. Okay. But there were incidents in the same weekend.
You're not a real gooner. If you said that with your chest, you can't be a real gooner for that. And you said that.
I'm an honest man.
Is that kind
I
of,
love Oba, don't get me wrong.
It's like VAR is alright when it's against other teams, but not against my team.
If you know how many points Arsenal have lost because of VAR, you do realise that we should be in third place because of VAR.
Anyway.
I'm always a bit
Moving
skeptical of that. Let's not go there.
Moving on.
But look, go on.
Go on.
But look, my problem with VAR, is, it's a technical system. I know it was brought in. I think, what did they use in tennis? Hawkeye. So VAR is basically Hawkeye, to some extent.
I think it's a form of technology being able to help key decision making.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, it's Hawkeye makes a technical decision. VAR makes a technical interpretation.
Yes. For me,
from a human perspective.
For me, Hawkeye, and because of what it is used for in terms of the lines and everything, Hawkeye is more akin to goal line technology. It's either over the line or it's not. Okay. And that's why no one has any problem with goal line technology.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. So with Hawkeye, because you can see the replay, and although like it's a bit warped and the ball looks a bit stretched, you can see the shadow whether it's over the line or not.
Yes, of course, yes.
And there's no argument.
So I understand that. So VAR isn't that.
VAR is not.
But that's kind of to do with the rules of the game, and going back to tennis and how simple it actually is. Get the ball over the net. Here's the confined space. Do it over the space. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have these other rules of contact, being offside, fouling, etc.
Yeah,
so there's a lot more rules to apply in football.
Well, VAR is ruining the beautiful game.
I was a very big advocate for bringing VAR in.
No, I'm not.
I'm not at all anymore. I think it either needs to be improved drastically or it needs to be scrapped, because at the moment it's clearly not working. And like I was saying earlier with that Aubameyang situation, there were incidents in that same week where similar tackles were made and red cards weren't given. Yes. And it's like, well, okay, what was that is a red that wasn't a red over here? And
so what we're saying, the two of you would like to go back to how it was before?
Well, see, this is what I was asking.
Or are you advancing?
No, I wanted to go back to where it was before. That's where I know we're talking about forward, always forward here, but I don't like this forward. It's not working.
Would you go back to that situation where you don't change the rules, you just keep them as they were, and you go back to each other week you have these debates on these football punditry programs, referees are making inconsistent decisions, it's all wrong, what do we do?
Look, the thing is, right, I think no one's ever going to win, because the way it was before, everyone is in the pubs or on the fan channels talking about referees. Now everyone's doing just talking about VAR.
Oh, yeah.
So there's no one's ever really going to be happy. Exactly. I think I'm willing to give it another couple of years to see how they can improve it. And the problem is, as soon as the first game week of the season has started, nothing will change until the last one is done. And that's why it's such a slow process, because it's unfair to change things halfway through a season.
True.
Don't you think this could be like, I don't know, your phones? So if you look at somebody who's got an iPhone or an Android, Samsung, iPhone, because that's what I have. So if you have an iPhone 6, which was one way, or even go back to a 5, it was one way of applying a technology to a function. Yeah. Now you look at an iPhone 11. And that's kind of applying.
It's a supercomputer.
But it's the same. It's a phone which can make phone calls. But then you look at how many more things can I apply this to?
Exactly.
And then get it right. Yeah. And even with that technology, I can keep on improving it as I'm going along.
Do you think using these pitch side monitors more often would make an impact? on VAR?
I look at rugby and they've got it right.
I was watching.
And the fans embrace it, becomes part of the culture of that sport.
Also,
So hold on, VAR is being used in rugby.
it's called TMO, Television Match Official.
But is it really good? Because the thing is, I know there's so much contact in rugby.
Yeah.
That must stop like every 5 seconds. Like
No,
bang.
it doesn't.
No,
They don't check it every
it's the same apply for clear and obvious errors.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, right. I have to see. I'll have to see emotion. Like,
And I think
rugby.
it happens in
What other sports,
in NFL. Definitely. I mean, just look at tennis.
Okay,
So
true.
the Federer Djokovic Wimbledon men's final this year.
Yeah.
There was lots of calls. There was lots of Hawkeye being used. It adds to the drama.
I think with tennis as well, the whole sort of 3 challenges thing. If you can put it upon the teams in football to say, I want to use VAR now, and then if it's a wrong call, then you lose one of those challenges. I think that would make it a lot more. It would flow a lot easier, because then if either the captain of the team or the manager decides, right, that was a clear and obvious error, let's rewatch that. And then they turn out to be wrong. It's like, okay, cool. We need to really think about how we're using this now, rather than intervening on every single call. Because then, if you think about it, like with the offsides and stuff. No, I don't know actually.
Because offside is offside, though.
But yeah, so
offside, and you think the attacker has the advantage all the time anyway.
Yeah. So maybe more with the tackles and that sort of thing. It would still be like. What's the word I'm looking for?
He's a pen.
Subjective.
Start your rule book.
Trust me, get me in that office.
Get in that office. Exactly. These are my demands. This is and you're probably coming with this very, very clear, crisp English. These are the demands that I want.
No, you know what it is? It's just sitting watching football matches and thinking, this is so slow.
Yeah.
And it's so bad. And I know what you mean when you say it's ruining the game.
It's ruining the game.
And
man.
it feels like it's almost taking centre stage at football matches.
Have you noticed how many players don't celebrate as wildly as they used to because it's changed? Do you understand? Like, so much of the rush of a beautiful goal and a beautiful game is that when that celebration, when he scores, and you lose it and you're going crazy. Can you imagine? You get all that hype, start throwing your beers and everything, and it's a big game or big goal. And then they call it back. You're like, hold on, my beer's gone.
Got to spend another tenner now.
Wait, what? No goal? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
True. Okay, but you know, that's how I feel about. VAR. I think it is ruining a beautiful game. That's my stand. I ain't gonna change it.
We need to get the pen and the
Yes,
out and
exactly.
look at the rules again.
We'll be approaching the FA tomorrow with our
demands.
So,
I can imagine. Categoric demands. Go on.
Oh man. Well, before we properly wrap up, what we've briefly talked about plans for 2020 and stuff like that. But what with the theme of new improvements and stuff, what are you personally looking forward to improving about?
Myself?
About Ken.
Oh, that guy Ken.
Wow.
You know what? I am. You know what? Over the course of the series, you will see more on my segment, King of Hearts, and my King of Hearts segment this year is obviously, as I said, it's always talking to the people about the internal stuff, the inside, who you are, and we'll dabble a little bit more as we go on down the series. But my main thing for this year is stop doing. Just be.
I like it. Tell me more though.
Stop doing means everyone's always like, I want to do, I need to do, I'm trying to do, I'm trying to achieve, I want this and Be. Just if you want to be successful, just be successful. It's a decision. You decide today. If you want to be a good person, be a good person. If you want to be a good dad, if you want to be a good employee, if you want to be a good businessman, stop saying I'm going to. Just make that conscious decision at every moment. Live for those goals. Be. Stop trying. Just be.
That kind of feeds into the whole keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy. Just be that energy.
Be today
be that
and
energy
just
keep going.
Yeah.
Because once you make that decision, you're good to go.
That's beautiful. I feel really similar. My overall goal generally is just sort of happiness for well, generally I think everyone's goal, like a long-term goal, should be to just achieve more happiness in your own life.
So then just be happy.
Exactly. Well, I mean,
Like Mary J. Blige.
That can be quite hard.
No,
but
just be happy. Happiness is not external; it's internal. Just be happy. It comes from inside.
But I mean, depending on your situation, happiness can be so hard to attain.
Yes,
but
true.
Just be positive within yourself. Know that you can keep going, and the energy will come.
What about you, Mr. Chris?
I always want to be just more consistent.
Yeah.
Just be more consistent.
Professionally or personally?
Everything.
Everything.
It's the same thing, just be consistent. On your theme of be it, and be it is being consistent.
Be consistent, be it. Yeah, exactly.
Because that's when you're it, you are that thing.
You embody that. Is it a kind of fake it till you make it?
No.
Or you are it?
You are it.
You are it.
Yeah, you are it.
Yeah.
Everything that you need to be is just based on a habit. So just build that habit consistently and you'll be that thing. It doesn't change. Just don't go back. So make that decision, cross the line, get there, jump the hurdle, take the leap, be that thing, and consistently do it. It becomes a habit.
It's like, I don't have New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's it.
That's it.
Be it.
Be it. All right. Yeah, thank you.
Remember this wisdom, people, because this is gonna see you through the year. Trust me.
Yes, that's right. Keep that same energy.
Baller of the week. Baller of the week. Baller.
Okay.
So now, this is the part of the show where me and Ken nominate a person or people who we think have been delivering excellence in their field.
Yes.
And as always, we will be judged by Mr. Crisp.
Yo.
Yo. Okay.
Before we start, right, I'm not sure about my baller of the week this week. What are the rules on like nominating someone that has already been nominated? Because I don't know if I can't remember if this has already happened.
I just do it.
Okay,
go
all right.
Here's the pen. Rewrite the rule.
Write the rule books. Okay, go on, sir. Go on, sir.
So my ballers of the week this week are Liverpool Football Club. Because they...
You're such a douche, man.
Don't tell me you were going there.
Yeah, actually. I was going to do Jurgen Klopp.
Oh, I suppose,
go on, just do it. I'll change it, bro. It's already unfair. I'm going to throw this one out the park. Guys, by the way, Mr. Chris was a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, I mean...
But it doesn't mean I'm biased.
Okay,
I'm not going to lie.
What it means, they're trying to pander to me.
Okay, all right.
Pander to the referee.
Okay,
That's another way of getting around VAR. Just make the referee happy.
It doesn't mean that he's biased. It just means that I carefully considered...
I'm ready. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Good.
All right, so obviously we all know that Liverpool have been excellent this season. They're 16 points clear at the top of the table after 23 games, 22 wins, 1 draw. And I know this is painful, Ken. I know this is painful. But our 49-game unbeaten run is probably about to end. The worst thing about it is that they get to 49 at the Etihad and they get to 50 at the Emirates. Yeah, it's killing me. And also the invincible season, which is looking under threat as well.
Even the record points is under threat.
Everything.
Everything is under threat.
This Liverpool team are genuinely probably the best English team we've ever seen. I know that I don't even like saying that because it's so hard to compare eras, but just purely on stats, they're blowing everyone out of the water.
You know what? I made a statement the other day to a friend, and they're Liverpool fans, and he looked at me, and I think his jaw dropped because I said it. And I said the reason why this Liverpool team is actually so amazing and why they're so good is you could literally take any of their players out and replace it with someone that could make the team work just as well together.
Yeah, man. They seem
annoying.
It's just
really
have
annoying.
Everything.
Yeah.
But you know what it is as well? I think that's the Jurgen Klopp philosophy.
Yeah.
But it's the way that Liverpool have applied it because they do it with the under 23s, all of the youth teams, the women's teams, everyone that is associated with the Liverpool Football Club adopts that philosophy. That is their own.
Yeah.
So it's so easy to rest players and bring players in, and they're all under that Jurgen Klopp, Jurgen Press mindset.
Exactly. Look what they did to Everton.
They just, mate, yeah. The
It was
kids,
actually, it was insulting. It was actually insulting because Everton has spent money.
Yeah.
They spent good money.
You just turn up with your kids and just like, yeah, kick about.
All right, cool, good.
So yeah, my baller of the week this week is Liverpool Football Club. Ken.
Okay, all right. We touched on it a little bit earlier, but my ball of the week, and because I think it might be my perception. I know you guys may not agree, and there are people out there who don't agree, but my perception is my